Welcome back, dear students. In the previous video, we started lesson 2. Today, we will talk about lesson 3. It's about simple flowchart. As you remember from the previous video, flowchart definition is a diagram that uses a standard graphical symbol. We use flowchart to show us and explain to us or illustrate the sequence of steps. And we also said that there are common symbols that we use to represent the algorithm. We use oval shape to represent start and end, parallelogram to represent input and output, rectangle to represent process, rhombus to represent decision, and finally flow lines to show us the order of steps. We discussed also the first exercise in simple flowchart. Today we will continue exercise 2. Let's see together exercise 2. It says solving a first degree equation, and the equation is y equals 3x plus 2. How to solve it? If you remember from the previous video that we said to answer these questions, you have to follow problem solving stages, and we said that the first stage in problem solving stages is excellent. Define the problem. And what about the second? Yes, algorithm and flowchart. Okay, let's start by the first one and keep in mind this equation. Define the problem. We said to define the problem we have to identify the output and input, and then the equation. So our output is the value of y. We wanted to get out the result or the value of y according to the entered number x. So our input is x. And the whole equation is our solution, which is y equals 3x plus 2. So again, to define our output and input, we have to look carefully to this equation. We can get out the output from this equation, and the output is y. We want to reach to the result of y, and the input is x. According to the value of x entered in this equation, we will be able to get out the value of y. Okay, this was the first stage. What about the second stage, which is algorithm and flowchart? Algorithm, as we said before, we should start with the word start and then enter the value of x. After input the value of x, so we can calculate the equation, and after calculating this equation, then we will have the value of y, which is in this case will be our output. So we can display or print or output the value of y, and finally we write the word and in the algorithm. How to represent the algorithm? We can represent the algorithm through flowchart. We put the word start in an oval shape. Input, it takes right parallelogram, so input x inside a parallelogram. Then the process will be in a rectangle. Print or output, as you can see, I can use the word output or I can use the word print. Both are the same. Print or output y inside a parallelogram also, as we agreed in the previous video, and then the word end. Okay, let's go to another exercise. Let's read this one. Write down the algorithm and draw a flowchart to compute the area and the perimeter of a rectangle whose length and width are known. We can translate this exercise together. Write down the algorithm is to write the algorithm, as we agree, and draw a flowchart We have in this case to start by define the problem, and then we can write the algorithm and draw a flowchart to compute what? To calculate what? To do what? To get the area and the perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, bearing in mind that the equation of area is area equal length times width, L times W. And what about the perimeter? 2 times L plus W. Okay, it's too easy, just the same as the previous two exercises. We will go through define the problem and then algorithm and the flowchart. Let's start by define the problem. We have three things in define the problem. Who can say? Okay, output. We need to get out the result of the area and the perimeter. So these two things are our output. Input, we can get the area and perimeter from L and W. These are our inputs. According to the equations, we have a solution here. Area equal L times W, perimeter equal 2 times L plus W. This is the solution. The whole equation is considered the solution. It's too easy. Okay, let's go to the second stage, which is algorithm and flowchart. Algorithm, as we said, we should start by the word start and end by the word end. And what about the second step? We need to enter or input L and W. After entering the values of L and W, so we can calculate the area and perimeter according to its equation. Area equal L times W, perimeter equal 2 times L plus W. Finally, we can print or output area and perimeter and go to end. How can we represent the algorithm? We can represent the algorithm, as we said before, by flowchart. What is the shape that represent the start? Oval shape. Input and output, both we can put them in input in a parallelogram and output in a parallelogram. So input L and W. Area equal L times, this is the equation, and because this is an equation or a process, so we need to put it inside a rectangle. Perimeter equal 2 times L plus W. It's also an equation, so we have to put it inside a rectangle. Print or output area and perimeter, and finally we draw oval shape to put the word and inside it. So, dear students, it's too easy. In order to solve any question, you have to go through problem solving stages, and we said that we will deal with these two stages, which are define the problem, and this is the first stage that contains output, input, and solution. We also have the second stage, which is algorithm and flowchart, and we have to write algorithm according to steps, and these steps are ordered, and to draw the flowcharts. And flowchart is the standard graphical shapes, standard graphical symbol. Each symbol represents a specific word. To this point, we have to stop. This is our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and best regards.